welcome to Craft Addict K. I'm Carla.
And I'm Sam.
And we are a mother-daughter duo that created this channel over a year ago.
Already?
Well, yeah, really. Welcome to our chaos. We are in not my craft room, but my catch-all room, because when my middle daughter moved back, everything kind of got thrown back here. So we're making do with limited space until she moves back out. I'm sure some of you that watch know exactly what I'm talking about.
Coming June, we'll be back in our spot.
Coming June, we're moving back. I already got my IKEA stuff picked out, my storage system ready to go. So, and it's my birthday in June, so
Graduation.
what better way?
Vacation.
Graduation, vacation. June's going to be busy for us. I was thinking today we should probably talk about why we called our channel Craft Addict K. And the reason why we wanted to call it Craft Addicts, but YouTube didn't like that name. So I was playing around with it to try and make it take the name. And how I figured out to do that was Craft_Addict K. So if you found us, I'm so glad that you did. And the reason why we don't have this limited to just cross stitch is because we wanted to leave it open to other crafts that we do.
In case we migrated.
And yeah, you never know. Because I do multiple crafts. I crochet. I just haven't done it in a while. Diamond painting. Haven't done that for a while. But I have diamond paintings. But primarily I cross stitch. But Samantha has branched out with some of her craftingness. Yes, she has branched out quite a bit. So our name kind of lets us have that flexibility to introduce maybe you to a new craft that you haven't seen, or, it just kind of encompasses anything that we'd want to travel down to try and share without it being pigeonholed, for lack of a better word, into just being cross stitch. Because we are definitely not just cross stitch, but we are primarily cross stitch because that's what I do.
We
do, but somebody's been busy doing other things.
I have that.
That's
a thing.
So, we kind of threw this, I don't want to say we threw this together, but we really threw this together last minute. We wanted to talk about March, update you on where we're at for March, and go over some haul. We have a lot of new Flosstubers out there. Like, there's a lot of newbies out there, which is great.
Anyway.
I have some honorable mentions or shout outs I'd like to give to a couple of Flosstubers that aren't necessarily new, but they're new to me or new to us, that we've watched in March, and we've subscribed to their channel. We have some FFOs, which is fully finished objects, if you don't know. And we have a lot of whips, which are works in progress. I think I hear that on every Flosstube channel. And I think if you found us, you probably know what those mean at this point. If you don't, by all means, please feel free to ask. We're going to go over our plans, some challenges that we're in, some things that are coming up that we want you to include you in. So we thought maybe you might be interested. And we are going to do a giveaway. At the end of our video, we're going to have a giveaway question. But we don't say giveaway, as Noah would say. You say give away. That's a shout out to Noah at NoahStitches. Because he just reached his 3,000 subscriber mark and was doing a giveaway, and wanted to let the robots not tag his video by saying giveaway together. I don't think that really happens, but
what do we know?
I don't know. I'm not a computer IT person. I don't know. This thing you look at something on Facebook and all of a sudden you get inundated with all these things referencing it. So I'm not saying that there's not, but I'm just saying. Okay, so back to where we were at. People from the other side. Okay, so back to where we were is to say welcome to everybody that's new.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to everybody that has been with us and has followed our journey. And we are so thankful that you have decided to spend your time with us. Hopefully you have some stitching in front of you or some kind of a craft that you're working on, because we can become I can become a chatty catty here really easily and jump down rabbit holes. I try not to, but sometimes we just end up down these rabbit holes. So
it happens.
It happens. So I want to talk about new to us Flosstubers, and we're going to put their name along the bottom of the screen. We can also put a link to their channel in the description box below. If you're not sure where that is, on the left-hand side of your screen, there should be a drop-down box, unless you're watching us on television. But if you're watching us on your iPads or your Samsungs or your phone, there should be a little drop-down arrow on the left side. Look at me pointing down. If you click on that...
Your left. Or your left is their right.
Oh, well, your left. When you're looking at it, it would be my right.
That's right.
Sorry. So confusing. On the bottom corner, take your pick, left or right, for you, there is an arrow pointing down. And whenever you click on that, it will open up our description box. And in that description box, we usually have any Flosstubers we've given a shout out to. If there's any vendors that we got haul from that we talked about during our video, if we can find their link, we put that in there as well. And a thank you for just, thank you for watching us and subscribing. And so if you make it to the end and you like what you see, I hope you'll come back and see us again. I hope you'll subscribe to our channel. And we're going to be working to keep these monthly updates coming. And, I'll talk about that at the end. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So Flosstubers. First one I wanted to give a shout out is Laurel Ann. Laurel Ann is not a new Flosstuber, and she's not real regular with her videos, but she recently put out one, and the stitches that she works on is beautiful. Her work is beautiful. It's very there is a variety there that she shows. So if you have an opportunity, please go visit her, subscribe to her channel. She jokingly says about every 5 months she puts out a video, so I'd like to see her increase that. But it was a great sit and stitch while I watched her show her recent whips and finishes, and they're beautiful. And the other person I want to give a shout out that I've been watching lately is Craftie Emily. And it's Craftie, C-R-A-F-T-I-E, Emily. And she's from overseas. And a lot of our we're in the United States, by the way. Pennsylvania, Northwestern, if you want to know. But a lot of the...
Northeastern? Or North?
No.
I was thinking of the whole country. Northeast.
Yeah, we are northeast of our United States, but we're on the northwest of our actual state.
Anyway,
okay, geography's going on. Okay, so Craftie Emily, I believe, and don't quote me, but I think she's from the UK. I am not 100% sure. I do know that she's overseas. Love watching her videos. She does a variety. She's working on Bountiful Bookshelf from Heaven and Earth Designs. And the more I see her stitch it, the more I want to stitch it.
But you can't.
But I can't because I'm in No New Starts, and I'm not going to do it because I have enough full coverages, and I need to finish something before I start anything else. That's my goal. That's my goal. Finish something, and then I can start something else. But she has just really interesting, and her technique is very interesting, and she's fun to watch. Her husband is I think from Scotland, and he comes in and brings her coffee. You can hear him in the background, and they're just fun and lighthearted, and it's a good sit and stitch person to watch too. So check her out. A lot of the overseas stitchers, like Shady TreezStitchers, that's another one that's overseas. They don't really get the YouTube feed that we seem to get from all of the new Flosstubers that are in the United States. So we don't really get to see some of these that are from the other countries unless you know somebody or you look them up specifically. So I encourage you to do that. I think there's lots to be gained from Discover. And plus, I don't know about you all, but I love a good accent. So I can definitely listen to them talk for a long time. So, all right. I think that's enough of that. We need to move on because we're here for stitching.
Yeah.
And I know you guys want to see what we finished. So.
Or worked on.
So let's start with our finishes because I have a fully finished object and I'm really excited about it. And I wanted to show you guys before Easter. And well, that didn't happen. So.
We were relaxing on our Easter break.
We did. We relaxed and stitched this past weekend.
We slept so much. At least I did. I slept so much.
She slept. I did not sleep. I stitched. My husband worked for the last 6 days. He works night shift at the local hospital, and he's at work, and I was stitching, and I was getting as many of those stitches as I possibly could. I even took Monday off of work so I could stitch on Monday too. So, by the way, today is Tuesday, April 6th, and I just got home from work, which is why you see all of this, because I just got home from work. Anyways, we're going down them rabbit holes.
Gotta tell a story about that.
Okay. Okay, so there's a story. Anyway, let me show you. More chocolate bunnies. I actually won this from Pam and Steph and Just Keep Stitching a while ago, and I've already given it away in a giveaway and it's already been shipped off to somebody else, and it's stitched with Sulky Stitches, and it is More Chocolate Bunnies by Hands On Design, and I can't see that you see, but this is, am I good? Okay, so this is the pattern here, and I put, it calls for buttons for the tails. I'm going to canter a little bit. I took little pom-pom balls and cut them and put them on so they have fluffy tails. Can you see the fluffy tails? There, you can kind of see it there. Little fluffy tails give it some dimension. And I just glued that on with Aleene's glue. So when Samantha says, oh, you got to tell the story, this frame cost me a whopping 10 cents at Michael's. So we went to Michael's because I wanted to get this fully finished. We didn't do a end of year finish parade because I wanted to use our videos to motivate me to get some things fully finished and share with you when we fully finished them, so that we could at least have 12 fully finished objects by the end of the year. That was my plan.
Plus, we never finished them at the end of the year.
Right. And so Easter came, and I wanted to have this up for Easter. And so I went to Michael's, and they were having a sale, and then I have a rewards card for Michael's that gave me like $5 off. So between the sale, which I think they were 70% off, and then my $5 off, I got the frame for 10 cents. I took the glass out. This is the same backing. The dogs are scratching the door. I am so sorry. Okay, they hear me and they want to be in here with me because they have social anxiety. They're little chihuahuas. I think you've met them in previous videos. Anyways, on the back, it's the same backboard here. I just took the glass out and I took the mat out, and I used some spray adhesive glue, and I just glued, this is fabric that I had in my fabric stash, and I just glued that on the top, and then I put this on a self-stick mounting board, and I kept the paper so I could show you. I got this from Fat Quarter Shop, and the self-stick mounting board was just about the right size. I don't even think I had to trim it. And so I put a little bit of batting underneath it, put this on, pulled it around the back, glued it down, making sure it was seated real good, and there it is.
10
My
cents.
fully finished. 10 cents. 10 cent frame. Can't beat a 10 cent frame.
A lot of bragging rights that day.
That's a lot. Yep. I came out to the car and told my husband I got out the cheapest I've ever gotten out of there. And he didn't believe me. Samantha has a fully finished object as well.
It's back there.
Yeah, I kind of hooked it so you could show it.
Whoop. There it is.
Can you see it?
There you go.
So
wow, look at that bird. Cardinal, to be specific.
She finished her red cardinal, and it is hanging in our dining room, or will be hanging in our dining room between two windows that we have down there, and we really like it. Samantha's really enjoying painting right now, so in the little cotton, so yeah. I think maybe it's dogwood. I'm not really up on my flowers. I'm not sure.
I just thought they were blossoms or something.
Okay, they look pretty.
They're just blobs.
They're blobs. So those are our finishes, right? No other finishes?
Nope.
Okay. And that, by the way, if you're interested in the red cardinal, that was purchased at Michael's. And they have an art loft series of different count by number or paint by number. It comes with the paint, the brushes, the finishing equipment, everything. And it was like, I think $14. So it was worth it. So if you haven't tried it and you're interested in trying it, give it a whirl. It's not a big investment if you wanted to give it a try. Okay. Whips.
Do you want to do whips or you want to do haul?
Let's do whips first.
Okay.
Let's do whips. I'm going to start off with, I'll start off with my hazel. And Samantha will help guide me because I can't see the camera.
I can just see where the top of the camera is.
Okay. So this is Hazel's World. It's a heaven and earth design. This is a quick stitch. I call it Hazel the Giraffe. I did quite a bit of stitches on here. I do count my stitches, but I didn't bring that in here with me, so I will try and bring it at our next update. I even printed it and just didn't bring it with me. And this is a Bobby's. I saw Handwork Maniac on one of her recent videos. I don't know if you watch her, but her daughter has an Etsy shop, and she mentions it in her video where she put a magnet on the Bobby's and a button on the other side so that she could magnetize it onto her project where she wanted it. I thought that was a great idea, so I think I may try that. And this is my Elon lap stand. I don't have a, she does, Handwork Maniac does a great video. She has the same lap stand. So does Jan Hicks of Jan Hicks Creates. She does a video as well on these. So, but this is nice. I just leave Hazel in here because I can stretch it and I can take her wherever I'm at and just sit and stitch, and it's a smaller project. So I also worked on, while this past weekend, and I debated I wasn't going to show this, and now I decided I'm going to show it.
Ooh.
This is Alligator Girl. And Alligator Girl, I did a lot more of these rows. I think I did 2 more rows. I think I put over 2,000 stitches in her this weekend. And
Whoa.
I still love working on this, and I'm almost to her hair. Her hair and her head is like right here. So I'm close, but I had to put it away because I am in No New Starts. And in No New Starts this week, and it started last weekend, we're having a riff-off where you tie a project into the next project, for lack of a better word. I'll try and explain. So I got to this one because I worked on my Trick or Treat, which had a house, and there's a house in that pattern, and then I used that to get to my Animal Kingdom because there's an animal here. So now I'm going to Animal Kingdom next. I talk about that in a homework video that Lisa Lane at Shady TreezStitchers, that she puts out homework videos every week and then a monthly video. And I was on her this past week's video. And so we talked about that and how to kind of work that through. So there's that. Then I'm just doing the full coverages first. I decided I needed to take this one off the frame, sort of. It's still on the rods, and I had it wrapped up protecting it because it's valuable to me. It might not be to anybody else, but let me turn this. This is my Stargazer, and last time I showed this, I did not open it all the way up, and I felt like that was an injustice to you because you're worth seeing. So that's where I've started on, can you hold this bottom? I did the top 2 pages. I started this page. Once this page gets done, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. I'm going to kind of stair step my pages and see. That's just a different way of doing it. As you can tell, I do park threads because I need to. I do 1/1 and I do a full cross stitch. So I don't tent stitch. My brain can't tent stitch. It just won't. So that is Stargazer, and this is my 21,021 focus piece. So I do try and do more work on that, and I have to get more end bars so I can leave it on the frame and work on it. All right, Samantha, can you roll that up? Okay. Whoop. There you go. All right. Let's set that over to the side. I'm just jaw-jacking away. Okay. My other whip, I should have taken it out, and I can't pronounce it, but this is my zombie run piece from my Daily 30 group, and it's French piece. I'm calling it.
Come on, Mondi.
That's what I'm calling it. Come on, Mondi. And this is
Or it could be Mondi.
the picture. I did not use any of the called for colors because, but I eyeballed it and I went with it, and it actually is turning out really great. I think I like it. This is where I am at. And I used the yellow. I'm now in the flowers, and there's a couple more flowers, and I got to do the top of her body. I was off somewhere in the dress. I'm making it work. So that is Come On Witch. Yeah, this one's been in the living room. It's kind of the one that sits down there when I'm down watching television with the husband. I'll put some stitches in this. Yep. Getting distracted. And then I'll put stitches in that while I'm down there. All right. Do you want to show one of your whips? I've been talking for a while. Give me a break and then we'll do some of yours.
This one, since this one's smaller.
Okay.
I stitched, guys and girls. Ooh, but look at that. There's my advice from a caterpillar. Full coverage piece. Heaven and Earth design. I think I did maybe 30 stitches on it. Yeah. It was a little small confetti, but I finally finished that huge leaf.
And I gotta tell you, this is one pattern that we do not have in Pattern Keeper because I've offered many times to get this for Samantha in Pattern Keeper to make it easier. And she said, no, I want to do it on the paper chart. I know, I don't understand it, but she is doing it on paper chart. I still think I'll probably get it on Pattern Keeper on the next sale, maybe.
I mean, look at a tablet all day. Paper is a nice break for your eyes.
Okay, if you say so, Obi-Wan.
I stitched. Might be a small amount, but it's a stitch.
All right.
30 stitches closer to the end.
I'm going to pull up my next one, and that is Twilight. So, let me see.
Why's it called Twilight?
Because they're two older people, and they're sitting in these chairs, and he's giving her a flower, and it's called Twilight. That's what the artist called it. It's a Heaven and Earth design, and I got a page done. So you can see I got down here a little bit of her ear, got her hair. Samantha's going to put a picture of what it will look like when it's done on here. So I got a page done, and I told you on my full coverages I would share whenever I got a page done. So, and this was a whip go goal, so I met my whip go goal of having pages done. Ooh. I got an extra thread hanging there. Okay.
You want to show this one? Or is
I am.
Later?
Then I got my other whip go piece.
The big one.
So not my whip go piece. I take that back.
Her oldest project.
My zombie. Yeah. But my zombie run pieces for this month is the Come On Monday Witch. You pick 4 projects. I'm a human. I have to run. I have to stitch 400 stitches, take a picture, post it. Do 400 stitches, take a picture, and post it. The goal is to have 10 miles or 12 miles at the end of the month, depending on how long the month is. So I've been working on that. My 4 projects is the Come On Witch, Hazel the Giraffe, and this time, because I had 2 finishes this year so far, because they were my projects for the zombie run, I replaced it with Shores of Hawk Run Hollow.
I thought you were going to take out my jaw.
And I'm not opening it all the way up because, let's face it, I'm on my last block,
you all want that big reveal.
I'm on my last block. So there's a bird, and I got to finish this and some more fishes. And I think there's butterflies up here, but then it will be done. And then I will have it full out for you.
Oh, I thought those were bees.
Okay, well, we can say that they're bees because I need bees for
floating objects.
I need bees. We can say that they're bees because I need bees for a challenge. So, yes, there's what it will look like. And this one I made as a memorial piece for my mother-in-law who passed away. So I'm really tickled with that.
So close.
So close. It's right there. I'll get it. It'll get done this month for sure.
And then she won't know what to do with herself because she won't have Hawk Run.
I won't have a Hawk Run to work on. I have plenty of Hawk Run patterns, but no new starts. Okay, so my last whip that I wanted to show everybody is actually, I put it on. I'm very frugal with my fabric. I've talked about that many times. I'll bet you if you looked at my table that's over there that I do finishes on, I even have the slivers of fabric that you cut off when you're finishing. And I always think, well, I'm going to keep that because
Use it for stuffing later.
I might know. No, but I could put it use it for needles if I want to give needles in my Christmas cards next year. It gives me something to secure those needles into because they're just little strips, or I can use it in a needle book if I want to do a needle book again. Because I did make some needle books before that were out of cardstock paper, and I put a piece of felt in it and stapled it and put a couple of needles in and put those in my Christmas cards before for my fellow stitchers. So anyway, another rabbit hole. So I cut a piece off of my Shores of Hawk Run Hollow, which is 2 strands over 2, which means 2 strands of floss over 2 blocks instead of 1 over 1. I did 2 over 2, and that's a 28 count Picture This Plus Ale. Well, I had to cut part of it off for it to fit on my frame. So the part that I cut off was only this wide. Can you see that? There. So it was only this wide. And it was perfect when I started doing my Autumn ABC from Autumn ABC by, I think it's Lowell House Needleworks. So I have...
Do you need a drink? You're
No, I'm good. I have from Autumn down to X, and this is another one of my zombie run pieces. So I just need to finish the Scarecrow and get my Y and my Z, and basically he'll be done. I don't know if you can see
all that there is to see.
Let me go up close. Where are we at? Here we go.
There.
So I can go up kind of slow so you can see. Hopefully. There.
Wow. Look at the reflection. It's really pretty.
There you go. So it actually, and I honestly, I hoped it was long enough, but I had my doubts when I started this, and I thought, I'll just get as far as I can go and I'll make it work. So it worked, and this would have been a scrap of fabric that probably would have normally been tossed aside, but I gotta say, fabric is too expensive, so I don't toss anything away. I figure out how to use it and repurpose it. Wow, that's all my whips. You still have a whip.
I just saw a painting. Another painting that I spent a lot of time on. Trying to make sure it's the right way. Okay. Excuse the crinkling. There it is.
And so what is that going to be?
It's going to be a painting of... It is a painting of a flower, and there's another flower, and there's a little hummingbird drinking the nectar from that flower. And it's going to probably go in your office because you liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm painting it for her. Yeah. This big flower's almost done.
You missed a spot.
Yeah, I know. I said it's almost done. I'm missing a couple spots right there and there, too.
Well, so what do you like about painting?
I don't know. I really like the colors.
You just like the colors? But
like
why
the
painting
process.
and not just a coloring book?
I don't know. Painting's more smooth, I guess. You don't really see the color marks. Unless you hold it up and light backwards, then you kind of see all the wonky directions.
Okay.
Anyway, there's that. Wow. This is my Easter break project.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Any
Wow.
other whips?
No, that was it.
That was it.
I painted. I finished something.
And she's been reading too,
and I did
but we didn't bring
30
books
stitches.
this time. Okay. Well, you guys need to help me motivate Samantha because she's got a stitching spot and it's right there with that beautiful pink Lowry stand waiting for her every day, waiting for her to come show it some love.
Oh, busy woman, okay.
A busy senior getting ready to graduate. We got graduation day. We were informed when graduation day is. We got college picked out, ready to go for the fall semester. Working on our driver's license because Samantha hasn't been real motivated to learn to drive because Mom drives me everywhere.
Why would I want to have other people's lives in my hands? I don't know why.
So Samantha's a little bit more anxious than my other children. They were ready to hit the road at 16, and once they got their license, there was no holding back. Samantha is now 18, and she's just now becoming serious about learning to drive.
Because I have to. If I was in the city, I'd be riding the bus and riding a bike. I would have no problem with that. Just saying. It is what it is. I am who I am.
She has to, because I'm not driving her to college.
Yeah.
I have a job. And she's going to be getting a job this summer, too.
After vacation.
After vacation. We'll give her a week of vacation. Okay. Anything else you want to talk about before we jump into the haul?
No, I pretty much said my piece about driving.
Woo. All right. And it's been hard too, because Samantha's been doing school through live feed into her classroom, and I don't think that the driver's teacher is taking people right now where they're testing. The tester doesn't even get in the car with you. They stand on the sidewalk and they tell you where to go and they watch you go, and then they bring you back in the parking lot and you do your parallel parking, but they're not in the car with you. Yeah. So that's a little bit different. Okay.
Plus school closed last year.
Yeah, and school being closed last year. So okay. Anyways,
into the haul.
Let's talk haul, because listen, I got a bunch. Not really a bunch, but a bunch, and I need to get it put away. And until I show it to you, I can't put it away. So I do have, and I need to renew this, because this was my last issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. And I need to renew that. You can do it online. They do have an online magazine that you can just, if you're more of an electronic person, you can get. But boy, there's a lot of really cute patterns in it. It's punch needle and cross stitch. Usually there's finishing techniques in it. Really thick, great paperwork. I know I have a dog outside the door because I can hear him scratching again. Stop it.
You can pause the video.
No, that's okay. We're going. So it's really got some great, that I can't tell you the quality of the paper. If you get one of these, you'll definitely become an avid person to read them, because I do. I also get my Fortnite Fabrics Fabric of the Month. I am there in their gray, shades of gray, and I'm also in their Dynamic Duo clubs. I wasn't going to open them, but I will for you guys. I'll do it for you.
Guys.
Okay. Oh, this is Phil and Lil. It's 32 count even weave. And it is so pretty. Look at.
Ooh.
It's nice. Really pretty. So there is that. So hopefully you can see that modeling, and I'm showing it to you and doing it justice. Again, that's Fortnite Fabrics. They have an online store. They also have a YouTube channel called Married with Stitches, where they show their fabrics that are going to be coming out for the club. They have, go ahead, you can show that one.
Here's Round Trip. It is a 32 count even weave.
Nice and nice gray. It's got really good modeling in there too. I'm telling you, their fabric feels nice. I'm anxious to stitch on it.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, because I'm in No New Starts this year, what are you going to do with all these fabrics? I'm going to keep collecting them. Okay.
Collecting for next year.
The other thing that I ordered, and it's not part of their monthly fabric of the month, but it is one of their collections. So we were just talking about Fortnite Fabrics, and I ordered their whole. I don't have the paper anymore. I'm not sure which collection this is, but I ordered one of their collections, their fabric collections. It looks springy, so we're gonna go with that.
Spring theme.
I got 36 count linen on these. So I'm going to show them, and then
I'll stuff them in the bag.
Look.
I'm looking at them.
Look.
I'm looking at them.
I know. Look.
Look at all of them.
Can you see those colors? How beautiful is that? This is from Fortnite Fabrics, and we took them out of the little plastic bag. So this one is called It's About Time. And look at this green. Look at that. 36 count. Oops. Sorry, I'm waving it all over the place.
Looks like a nice lawn color.
I can't tell if it's true to color, but yeah, it's pretty much, yeah. So it's got a nice green, nice modeling. And it's about time. It's 36 count linen. Here, start a stack over that way.
Okay.
The next one is called Navajo Treasure, and it's kind of a tealish blue modeling.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty much, I mean, their colors are coming out good
Pretty true
considering
color.
considering we forgot to put our light on to give you guys extra light today, and
Oh,
we're
yeah.
working off
It's
the...
totally right there.
It's right there, and we never turned it on. The next one is called Moccasin, and liking this. Look at that.
I don't know what you could put on there.
Oh, this is a good neutral with a good
Sampler.
Yeah, you could put a sampler on here. I got a plan. Okay, and the next one is
I like that one. That's my kind of
Luminous
yellow.
Warmth. Christian's got good writing, I think. I think Derek it does.
That's my kind of yellow.
Yeah, that's a nice pretty yellow. So, pretty yellow, nice spring. We're thinking spring, so Luminous Warmth. Oh, here's the bag for that one. Then we have Santa Rita Charm. And this is a really pretty purple. And a lot of people are doing, right now, they're doing that Huckleberry Farms by Blue Flower. And I thought, boy, oh boy.
Looks like a royal
I don't know
purple.
if I could fit it on here. I haven't looked at the measurements, but I may have to kit that up and put it on this purple because I like it. It is a pretty, pretty purple. Sometimes what I do is I just pick the pattern I want to do, and then I go digging around in my stash and see what it'll fit. The next one is called Eccentric Sky. And that's a pretty nice...
Looks like a
It looks
slate
like
color.
like a slatey sky. So I have some ideas for this.
Oh, and you have another caravan tan.
And this was the first one. This was the caravan tan I was starting to show the last time before we had to pause the video to redo things. So this is caravan tan. I think that's pretty good from what I can tell. But it's kind of a peachy color. So that would be my fabric haul. So let me give you that. Let me tell you. This is, I was asked when I started No New Starts, do you do shopping because you're not starting anything? You're finishing everything, but you're not starting anything. And I think that although my spending has been down, it's been more focused on building things that I'm going to use for next year. So for example, I came up with the 12 Days of Christmas. No New Starts finishes on December 13th. There's 12 days between there and December 25th. So I'm doing 12 new starts. It's kind of a spin off of what Sammy Jo does with her envelopes. But what I'm doing as this year goes on and I'm finding patterns that I want to stitch is I'm taking big envelopes that I got from the dollar store that you can't see through. And I'm putting the pattern in, I'm putting the fabric in, and I am kitting the floss inside of it so it's ready to go. I'm sealing it up. I'm putting a number on it, and it gets put away. And then whenever I start my 12 days of Christmas, each day I will pull one of those envelopes out, and I will have 12 new starts to go into 2022 with, because I'm going to have 12 finishes this year. Probably not. Let's be real. But that's my plan. So you're welcome to join me if you would like to do that. Now's the time. Kind of start looking at what kind of things would you like to stitch, but it's going to take you a little bit to get kitted up and start kitting it up. And as things get finished, I'm closing it up and I'm putting it away until after No New Starts has completed. So I know that I have that silver lining at the end of the No New Start challenge. I'm going to push through and get some finishes done. I'm making good progress on my full coverage pieces because this year has been really a full coverage year for me so far. I know it's only 3 months into the year, but I'm really doing a lot more full coverages in my challenges, and I'm using the smaller things that I had going and the samplers and stuff for the zombie run pieces. I just look at what's the next thing that's closest to being done that I can work on 400 stitches at a time and get it finished. So,
there is that.
There is that. Okay. The next haul I have is, I talked about this in our most recent Flosstube. We did a, what did we do? Oh, I did a video. It was just me because somebody was painting on how I store my floss, because I've upgraded my floss system. So
evolved.
Samantha calls it my evolved floss storage system. So if you're interested in that, please go back and take a look. It's not a very long video. I think it's like 17 minutes or something, because I went through how I have my specialty floss and how I have my DMC and how I have CXC.
Nice editing learning session.
And I edited it with somebody's guidance. So part of that video, I talk about thread winders. And I got this from a place called R&R Wood Sky Works, I think.
There's a Works in there somewhere.
We'll put it down below, and we'll put it across here. We just need to go look and make sure I'm putting it in there right.
We have to make sure we're doing it right, because we
so
have to go back and fix it.
Right? So I purchased 4 of the thread winders. 2 of these are for me and Samantha. I think these 2. We're going to keep those 2. And 2 of these are for our giveaways. We're going to do a giveaway. We're going to give away. We're going to give 2 of these away. So, the premise is, if you use thread drops, these are for 18-inch floss. He does make longer ones. He doesn't have business cards. It's a husband and wife, retired military. They run this as their home business. And he does all kinds of woodworking things. Definitely check him out. He is on Instagram. That's where his shop is. But fantastic to work with. They talk to you. And anyways, I was losing my train of thought because I asked them what branch of service they were in, because I was also prior military. So it was interesting because they were both medics. So we had a commonality there because I was a nurse in the military. So, okay. So we have these 2 that we are going to give away at the end on our next video. We'll do it on our next video. But here is the question. We're not going to give you any questions. All you have to do is comment below on this video, and we're going to give it away to two different people. We'll do a random comment generator. We'll just pull up randomly anybody that comments. If you win it and you'd say, you know what, I bobbinate my floss, it's not really something for me, give it to somebody else. I'm sure we can find somebody to give it to. So if you're interested, leave us a comment. And that is all of the haul, I think. Do you haul? Nope, that's it.
I don't have a wallet.
Okay, so let's talk about plans. I talked about my 12 days of Christmas that we're going to be doing in December. And we're going to probably make that part of a No New Start. Anybody wants to join us. However, I just thought I would put it out here to the wide open masses. And if you want to join, I think it'll be fun. And I wanted to give you ample time to think about what you might want to pull out for December and start putting things together and tuck it in a safe place. Right now we're doing the riff off, so I'm working on that with No New Starts. I'm also in a challenge group called Dynasty of Dragons, and I'm a rogue, and I give to everybody. I have no specific guild or dynasty that I give to, but I try and spread across the continuum. Whatever I'm stitching, I take turns. Some people say that they use a wheel and they use the spinner on the wheel, and that decides who gets whatever they stitch for the night. And the other thing I'm going to do is I've been trying to come up with a way to do stitch with me's. And so this past weekend we all got new phones because we needed them. And it actually is an Apple phone that now will, or an iPhone that will work now with my tablet. So I am better equipped to be able to do a stitch with me. So at some point in April, I am going to do, that's this month, because today's April 6th.
I have to make sure you know.
At some point, I am going to do a stitch with me, but I need your help to do it. I, believe it or not, am not a talker. It's like, I can tell you and show you the things, but I'm not an expert at stitching What I've learned is what I've watched on Flosstubes, what I've read in a book somewhere. It's or what my grandmother taught me way back when. So I'm not an expert. I am not a chatty Cathy typically. I hate to say that, chatty Cathy, but
although she talks way more than me.
But if somebody talks to me, I'll talk to them. But if you were in my Zoom rooms, when I've been in Zoom, I'm usually stitching and listening, and every now and then I'll say a few things, but I'm usually not. People are surprised that I'm as quiet as I am. And Joni, you talk more than I do. Just putting it out there. We love you.
We love Joni.
We love Joni. So what I'm asking is, since you're already commenting for the giveaway of one of these wonderful items, the thread winders, and you can wind your thread and keep it all the same length, especially if you use floss drops. What I am asking is if there is something you would like me to answer, or if there's something you want to know about me, or
Q&A.
Yeah, Q&A. I want you to put the questions down below. It doesn't even have to be about cross stitch. Like, because I don't know what to talk about in a stitch with me, because I think my life's fairly boring and uneventful. I work in an office, in a home care office, and I monitor admissions, and for the most part I look at reports all day. So, and Samantha's not going anywhere because COVID. Hello, where do you go? So ask if you have some questions or some topics you'd like me to touch on my first stitch with me.
We'll make a list.
We'll make a list, and it'll give me something to talk about while we're stitching, if you want to do that. Life updates. We talked about your graduations coming in June. Not sure. It sounds like it's going to be an outdoor event because they have a rain date scheduled.
So like High School Musical.
I don't know.
Party up on the football field.
Yeah. So we have that going on. My husband, if you've been on Zoom, you know I've talked about my husband taking me off on these fishing trips. I've been out fly fishing with him. I used to tie my own flies. Haven't done that in years. He keeps asking me when I'm going to get back to fly tying. I just don't know if that's going to happen. But we've been out fishing and not catching anything. Walking and hiking, and we're working on a weight loss journey. Somewhat. Samantha's just working on.
Living.
She's just going with the
living
flow.
Whatever happens.
So I was looking. It looks like a deer out in the field back there.
There's somebody riding a bike out there. Anyway.
Oh, maybe that's it. Okay. So anyways. So that's our life updates. I mean, so there's not really much to talk about.
This is what you have to look forward to.
Okay. Well, I think that's everything. I can't think of anything else. I hope you've enjoyed your video. If you've lasted this long, by goodness, just subscribe. That way you'll know. Put a little bell on so that you'll be alerted when we have another video coming out.
A lot of rabbit holes have been.
We like your comments. Please keep commenting. We do answer any comments we see. We do answer. But this time, if you leave comments, I'm going to hold off and use those answers whenever I have the stitch with me. I want to give that a try. I don't know. We'll see if I can set it up and make it work. So, anything else? Did we babble on enough?
I feel like we went through enough rabbit holes.
Did you get enough stitching done? How much stitching did you get done today? Did you get enough stitches in?
I probably fell asleep watching this.
Well, that could be too. I've fallen asleep different times. So, we are going to sign off here then. We're going to call it a day.
Oh, I made lasagna.
Oh, you did.
Talk about the lasagna.
Well, talk about the lasagna.
I made lasagna yesterday. It was really good. Homemade, because Giant Eagle didn't have a full, freezer lasagna, so.
Stouffer's was not at Giant Eagle.
They only had the single-serve lasagnas.
We couldn't have that.
So we got all the stuff.
We've had lasagna for 2 days now, because we made lasagna.
And there's only one piece left.
Yep, down to one piece. So.
It was really good. Nice and meaty. Better than Stouffer's.
Yeah, better than Stouffer's. She did better than Stouffer's. And it was quite interesting as we're running around Giant Eagle, which is our local grocery store, and we're getting all this. Samantha pulls up the recipe on her phone. God loves smartphones. And she's like, okay, we have this. Do we have this? We have this. Do we need ricotta cheese? So, we're going around the store and we're picking up the items that's on this recipe. And we finally get to the checkout line. And I'm putting everything on the conveyor belt of the checkout line. And I realize we got everything but The lasagna noodles.
I thought you already got them because you're in the
No, we had no
noodle
lasagna
aisle.
noodles.
Yeah.
And I knew we didn't have any lasagna noodles at home.
Because we never make lasagna.
Because we don't make lasagna typically. So Samantha went on the run
It was really good.
to grab lasagna noodles before the lady had us checked out. I was like, go slow. There wasn't anybody in line behind us, so it was okay. But I was like, go slow checking out. She's got to go get lasagna noodles. The only reason we're here. So, anyways, funny story.
Made lasagna. Made lemon bars.
Yeah, lemon bars wasn't good.
I think it's good. It's just a little bit
Acidic.
tart.
Yeah, I mean it was good, but it was very acidic. It like made my throat raw. The taste tasted great, but the acid of the lemons was a lot. So
First time trying out the recipe though. Try a different one.
next time we'll get a box.
Everything tastes better made from
Samantha
scratch.
likes to cook, so she does
And
like to cook and bake. All right, everybody. Well, we'll talk more. I'm gonna tell you. Start what you want to start.
And stitch what you want to stitch.
Bye, everybody.